Hey guys, Blaumagier here, and welcome back to what will probably be the last episode for Dragon Quest IV, as this is just a bonus features episode. However, I've actually covered almost every single optional thing to do in this game. There's only one thing I haven't covered yet, and that is completing the Beastiary. So, without further ado, I will head to an area where I can encounter monsters that I can complete the Beastiary with. So see you guys in a bit. And right here in the old well is now a well-wisher. Of course, we've already fought them in the Fungeon, but there is a guaranteed one right here. Alright, in the old well you can encounter Scarewells, which are a little bit weaker than the well-wishers. But I believe there's also a guaranteed one at the well in Tabarov. Alright, here in the old well is Bagworm, an enemy that I think we could have seen a lot earlier, like in Chapter 1, but for whatever reason didn't. Alright, here in the Pharaoh's Beacon we can encounter Komodos. And outside the Abut du Monde area at night is the Venus Guy Trap. Only at night though. And in the Birdsong Tower, you can encounter the Flying Doctor. I actually encountered it on the next to highest floor. And in the Vault of Vrenor, and this is on the second floor, you can encounter Picayunes. I believe they also appear in the Birdsong Tower. And there's the Flail of Destruction in action. One of the two items in the game that attacks groups. Alright, in the desert south of the Last Stop Saloon, you can encounter Stump Grumps. Also south of the Last Chance Saloon is the Sweaty Yeti. North of the Last Chance Saloon is the Mandragore. Around the Parthenian Pantry in Parthenia, you can find imps. In the Parthenian Pantry, you can find Powie Yowies. In the Gupta Gufta, you can find Dragon Pups. In the Gupta Guffa, you can find Hoodoo Gurus. And just like I thought, a Scarewell is in the well in Tabarov in Chapter 5. abracadabradors are near Toborov. Lethal armors are near Dunplunder in the pirate town. Rock bombs appear near Dunplundering. You gotta be careful with these guys, because at low hit points they could cast Kamikaze. Coincidentally, I think these guys are where the idea for Electrode in Pokemon came from. Near Riverton at night, you can encounter fat bats. Also near Riverton, you can encounter Hellraisers, although I was encountering so many fat bats at night that I changed it to daytime. Alright, in Estark's Crypt you can encounter King Curasymes. And trust me, you'll want to kill them first. They're quite annoying if you leave them around for last. I believe they can cast Omni-Heal. I know they can cast Multi-Heal. In the boat off the Havre Lyon coast and a bunch of other places, you can encounter Man-O-Wars. I was really hoping you would attack, Tornico. The only thing to note about them is that they can paralyze you with their attack. Also off the Havre Lyon coast, you can encounter Stranglerfish, Barracudas, off the Parthenian coast, you can encounter Danglerfish and Woolungosauruses. Alright, off the Porthronal coast you can find Praying Mantas. Also off the Havre Lyon coast is the Pterygotus. And one thing to note about it is only found off the Havre Lyon coast. Off the Zamoxva coast is the Axolotl. Also off the Zamoxva coast is the Devilfish. Off the coast of Minikin's Dominion is Manglerfish. Also off the coast of Minikin's Dominion is Pteranodons. Alright, we got some wilder beasts in the stairway to Zenithia. Alright, I said I wouldn't have any more Stairway to Heaven jokes. Guess I lied. Alright, Lara reached level 55, but it doesn't matter because it's already over. Alright, we got the Pit Viper, also found in the Stairway to Zenithia. This was about midway up, though. And of course we got that wilder beast looking fabulous in pink. In the doorway to Nadiria we have the Blaumagier, which is actually a really tough enemy. And it can resurrect other enemies. I think it can cast Thwack. It's just a deadly enemy in general, and your first time through here, it's probably going to be way too much for your party to be able to take on. Of course, at my level, I can just, you know, raffle stomp it to death. As you can see, he has a ton of hit points. Alright, in the doorway to Nadiria we have the Damselfly, and it's also supposed to be able to appear in the highest floors of the Stairway to Zenithia. Let me tell you, this thing was rare. It took forever to find that thing. And I don't even get to see what it does. Alright, around Heaven's Haven, in the doorway to Nadiria, and in Castle Nadiria. And actually there's one that appears in the Diabolic Hall, but you have to go there before a certain point. I think it's before you beat Chapter 5. But in Chapter 6 it's gone. I went and just checked on that. But anyways, you got the Photocopier. These are a unique enemy. They're the only enemy in the game that can do this, but they can transform into any of your party members. They're the first enemy in the series that can do this. In the NES version, they just turned into a giant blown-up version of that character's sprite. But in the PS1 and DS versions, they get a really cool-looking sprite that's different from anywhere else in the game. I'll probably just throw up a picture because I'm not going to take the time to encounter at least 9 of these guys and hope that they copy into somebody they haven't copied into before. But one thing to note is that once they do copy, they gain all of that person's abilities, not their stats though. That can be really bad if you have Magic Burst on Sorrow, for example. And it didn't even transform into one person. Okay, in Castle Nadiria, these are actually monsters. Unlike in the Sanctuary to that one barrier monster, where they would kick you out of the place. Anyways, these are the Terracotta Warriors. They're pretty deadly, and I believe they can cast Thwack. Well, the Tornico put it to sleep. What luck. But I believe they only appear as these statues. In Castle Nadiria, we encounter the Knight Rider. I'm not familiar with this enemy, but I'm fairly certain it has Kathwack. Luckily, it has low hit points. Alright, in the first room that you can actually have encounters, inside the Fungeon, you can encounter Demon Thunderers. I'll go ahead and kill that bloody hand first. I don't know what they do. But let's see, I imagine they do Fuddle. I guess it's not going to get a chance to do anything. And in the lava rooms, or in the room with all the staircases right before the end of the Fungeon, you can encounter Jackalards, which this is probably going to be kind of a tough fight. Hey, I guess I can use Dragon Slash, finally. Take that! There's Tornico stealing a chest. I wonder what he got. What'd he get? What'd he get? He got Hella's armor. Nice. And there you have it. Jackalards, the last enemy of the game. They're kind of rare, though. I'll tell you that much. Took me a while to get into an encounter with one. And once you have completed your Beastiary, go out to the world map and open up your big book of beasts, and everything should be in place here. And for that, once you try to leave, extraordinary! Every page of the Big Book of Beasts has been filled. Lyra receives 300,000 casino tokens. Now, this is actually enough to get one goddess ring and have some left over, which will of course allow you to go anywhere with no encounters. Kind of pointless at this point in the game, as only the last few levels of the Fungeon are areas that we can't go without encounters with Holy Protection up. Or you could get 3 liquid metal helmets, which is by far the better deal there. But in any case, that is all I have to show. That is the end of our extras. So I will see you guys in the next one.